Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into the Thursday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralt. I'm here every single morning for you guys for the Daily Juice on BettingPros.com, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Stitcher, or Spotify, and now on YouTube as we are videotaping, and airing this every morning now on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. This podcast is always being brought to you by our friends at BetMGM. All right, I got a lot to get to today. I'm going to try to get it all in without going too long here, but at the top, an update on the fundraiser, which is going extremely well. We are already over 50% of where I want us to be coming up on Sunday. All right, so I have set this goal of 250 orders for the Daily Juice 1 million cookie fundraiser, whatever we want to call it, right? From our friends at Sweet Seas Bakery. Sweet Seas. Somebody asked me in the Discord channel to spell it out. Sweet, okay? S-W-E-E-T. Seas, the letter C. S, Seas, Bakery, B-A-K-E-R-Y.com, okay? Click the Daily Juice and then order it. You're going to start to get, you guys who've already bought, you'll get the emails coming in here. It's basically you're going to email in and say, yes, I want to make an order. How many orders? You'll be contacted for payment. They'll give you a link specifically to you guys, to your one order. You will then fill it out through your credit card processor, and then bam, you're in, and they're going to start to send out some of these cookies actually this weekend because they don't want to get too far behind. So we have got over 150 orders already in. The goal is 250 orders. So 2 days, 150 orders from Sweet Seas Bakery. You guys are awesome. I thank you so much. We are more than halfway to the goal of raising $2,500 to match that $2,500 that I gave when I won the DraftKings contest from a couple of months back to the Ronald McDonald House. So this is awesome. Thank you to everyone who's ordered. Thank you who's DM'd me. Thank you, by the way, to the guys who did what I said last night, that if you don't want cookies, just donate to your local chapter of the Ronald McDonald House. I had 3 people do that yesterday, sending me screenshots of local donations. That's awesome. That helps your local community. That's exactly what this is for, to help people right now in really a tough time, whether it be COVID or whether it be what's happening in Houston, where my daughter was sick, where they don't have power, and I haven't been on my radio show on my terrestrial side for all week because of what's going on in Houston. I've been on the national, on the XM portion of Pushing the Odds, but I haven't been on the local side of Pushing the Odds all week due to what's going on in Houston. And I don't think I'm going to be on for the entire week, where they need, they're fighting over propane right now down there in Houston. It's so bad. So not good at all. So that's one chapter. If you live in Texas and live in Houston, that area, donate to those people, but you guys have got bigger problems right now. I fully understand. I mean, heck, next time we may need to do a fundraiser for you guys in Houston and Dallas after what you're dealing with coming up here for the winter weather. So there's your update on the cookie fundraiser. We're over halfway there, and it's only the 3rd day. So really, really cool stuff. SweetSeasBakery.com to go. Click the Daily Juice, send in your order, and then we're good to go. And let's see where we get with how many orders we come up with. Do we get to 250 by Sunday? So that's the goal. Secondly, new giveaway. This coming from a movie franchise, a movie called Greenland, okay? This movie is called Greenland. This movie is now available to be won by you guys. There's going to be a channel for the movie giveaway, for the Greenland movie giveaway, coming up tomorrow on the Discord channel. This is really easy, okay? To win a copy of this movie, Greenland, on Sunday, you are going to predict the number of points that Butler will score against Xavier. We've got 5 copies. If you're right, or the closest to the actual number, you will win a copy of this movie for free, thanks to us at Betting Pros. Very simple. I guess the lead singer's, the actor's guide name is Butler, right? I think that's why we've chose Butler. I'm just doing the read, but that's why we've chose Xavier for Sunday. So make that prediction up till Saturday. Make that prediction. Then on Sunday, we'll announce the winners. We'll give you an email, a shout out, or something. We'll contact you, DM, on the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat, to get into the Discord channel if you want a free copy of Greenland. Takes you 2 seconds. Make a prediction. It's a free movie. Why not, right? It's a free movie. It's pretty cool. Big blockbuster movie, too, coming up. So you can read the reviews if you'd like, just so you know what the movie's about. It's a little tough in terms of the topic as to where we are with the world, but it's supposed to be a very good movie. So, Greenland, up for grabs. Look for that Discord channel for the giveaway and predict the Butler-Xavier game. and predict the right number of points for Butler, you will win a copy of Greenland. Okay, so here is where we are today. 2-2, 2-2, 2-2. Last 3 days. I mean, just kind of like, huh? So, look, it's not where you want to be because, as we know, we lay minus 110. So when you go 2-2, you're giving up juice, okay? So it's not a lot, and it's not a lot of money that we're giving up, but we're still losing, so we're slightly down. We're up on the week, 10-8 for the week, so just barely, but we're pretty much flat. I mean, it's like a little up, little down, depending on where you're getting juice for different bets, but 10-8, so kind of a blah, so-so week. But Utah did it again. The Jazz, 8 in a row, covering, and that train is not stopping. The Drake train, speaking of trains, is not stopping. Drake, another win, another cover. They covered the 5.5 at Northern Iowa. It was a little bit shaky there for a bit, but the Drake Bulldogs are proven to be a second-half team here. Big win for them. So 2-0 there with those two bets are, I counted up, Drake last night became the most bet college basketball team on the Daily Juice for 2020-2021. It started in the first game of the year where we bet the money line for Drake against Kansas State. I said Kansas State's garbage, Drake's going to win that game outright, and they did. So we started off with a good plus money line wager to start the year, and Drake has been the team we've bet the most here on the college basketball season. We only lost 2 bets on Drake all year. So it's been very good with Drake. And now Utah's the same thing, whether it be the over or whether it be just taking the Jazz outright. We've been riding the Drake train, riding the Utah Jazz train, and it paid off last night for us nicely. Now, Utah State did not play well in the second half. They fell apart. Boise wins, Boise covers. That was rough. I really thought Utah State would play better, but they faded, and maybe the lack of playing over 2 weeks really cost them. Good win for Boise. And then Boston, the Celtics continue to be just an enigma. I don't know what to make of them. They beat Denver. They come back, and they get pretty much torched by an Atlanta Hawks team that should not be torching Boston. Celtics are really mad. The comments after the game were pretty ugly about where the team is. I don't care if Kemba Walker didn't play or not. That's not why they lost. They didn't play well at all. They're getting out hustled. It's just things aren't good right now in Boston. They're really up and down. They're all over the place. So just not a great year so far for the Celtics, and that roster may need a total overhaul because the pieces just don't fit together right now, and it's not going great for the guys in green. But 2-2 day. 2-2 day the day before, 2-2 day the day before that. So tonight, I'm going to get a little bit funky. I've been waiting to try something in the NHL for a while. I've been watching a trend, and I've been kind of like, all right, when will this trend potentially hit? And I think tonight might be the night that it potentially hits. So I'm excited to get into this and talk a little bit about this game coming up in the NHL. We'll have 2 plays on it. We'll have 3 plays in the NHL going. I'm going to give you 2 golf bets for the Genesis Open. And I've got the Nets and the Lakers, which I'll explain how we're going to play that coming up here on the other side. Before we do anything else, BetMGM, the offer, the $600 risk-free wager is still available, you guys. Juice100 is the promo code if you guys want to get involved with this. They've now gotten a bunch of new states on board with this, but it's a $600 risk-free wager with the promo code Juice100 when you sign up for an account with BetMGM. It's available in New Jersey, Colorado, Indiana, Tennessee, Michigan, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. All those states, you must be physically located in one of those states to take advantage of this offer, but that offer is still available. You must be 21 years or older. Go to betmgm.com for terms and conditions. Please gamble responsibly. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700 in Colorado and Nevada, 1-800-GAMBLER in New Jersey and West Virginia, or 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. All right, let's start with hockey. And let's start with the New York Islanders. And this is something that I was tipped off on about maybe 2 weeks ago. I was told about this. Somebody pointed this out. They DM'd me, and they said, Matt, there's a really weird trend going on right now. The Islanders are the number 1 team in the NHL when it comes to goals in the first period. They are the best in the NHL at first period overs. But they are also one of the best teams in the NHL to the under this season. So goals early and then no goals late. Why that is, I have no idea. But tonight they're playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. And tonight feels like the night to try this. 12 of the 15 games this season for the New York Islanders, we have seen over 1.5 goals being scored. Okay? So we're going to bet that. Okay? 1.5 goals for these two teams, for New York and Pittsburgh. We're going 1.5 in the first period. This is going to be probably a sweat and a half. We're probably going to be sweating this like crazy. But I got minus 120. Okay? Over 1.5 goals at minus 120. Then at 5.5, we're coming back and playing the under for the Islanders and the Penguins. The under 5.5 goals at minus 110. Both those bets for a half a unit. Okay? This is kind of just because we've been going with 2 and 2 and like, I don't know. I feel froggy. Let's push our luck. It's a half a unit on a first period. So yeah, I'm going to be pacing. I'm going to be sweating this out. And New York, the Islanders are at Pittsburgh here. So maybe the Pittsburgh Penguins score twice, or maybe the Islanders get one. I mean, we just need a 1-1 score at the end of the first period, okay? 12 of 15 games, first period over, 1.5 goals have hit. It's 80% for the Islanders, 80%. 10-5 to the under for the game for the Islanders, 10-5. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good clip right there for their games going under. First period over, half a unit. Game under, half a unit for hockey. One more hockey play to tell you about. And I'm going to take the Bruins and the Devils. Now, here's the one little caveat in how I'm making this bet. I'm making this bet because I believe that we're going to see Mackenzie Blackwood in net for the Devils. I don't care who plays net for the Bruins. Halak or Rask, doesn't matter. I'm going to play another under. I'm going to hate myself for this, but the Boston Bruins are really good defensively. Blackwood is extremely good in net, and Boston's giving up about 2 goals a game. They're killing penalties like crazy. Nearly 9 out of every 10 penalties they're killing. And the last time these two teams played was a 2-1 win for the Devils in overtime. Okay, so the Bruins won the game before that, 3-2 in a shootout. So 2 games so far. Both games have gone to the under. Blackwood's back off of COVID. Bruins are really good defensively. They block a ton of shots. It's really hard to get the puck to the net. They're great defensively. Might be the best defensive team. I know their offense was really hot there for a second, but they've cooled off a little bit offensively. Defense has been very, very solid. Half a unit. We're going the Bruins under 5.5 goals at minus 110 coming up here for today with Boston at home taking on the New Jersey Devils. So those are our 3 plays in hockey. First period over Islanders Penguins, under 5.5 minus 110 for the game, and Bruins Devils under 5.5 for minus 110. Now, what are we doing with the other half a unit? So I'll tell you right here, I'm going to probably add something for this because those are 3 plays. I'm going to add a college basketball bet at some point during the day. I'm just not there yet. Michigan, their line opened at 6. It was bet to 10. It's come back down to 9 against Rutgers. I don't know what to do with that game. A part of me says take Rutgers plus 9.5, 10. A part of me says wait for the number to come back down and hammer Michigan. I just don't know what to do with that. Rutgers is a defensive team. They're kind of a Jekyll and Hyde. I love them early in the year. I came off them a bit. They killed Michigan State on the road. I'm not there. I guess that game was at home, right, when they killed Michigan State. But I'm just not there yet with this Michigan game. And then Wisconsin and Iowa. I want to take Wisconsin plus 1. I just can't get myself there. I'm just not there yet. I want to take Wisconsin at home to bounce back after their collapse against Michigan and say, Iowa's walking into a buzzsaw here, and Wisconsin's going to take care of business because they'll slow things down, and they won't let Luka Garza go off. I'm just not. I'm going to let both those lines shake out a little bit. I might be involved there. I might not, but I'm just not comfortable here tonight being able to go ahead and bet either Michigan or Wisconsin. So the game I want to bet that I can't bet, NBA, Nets Lakers. It's the game of the night, right? Everyone's going to watch this. No Kevin Durant, by the way. He's out. Every game goes over for the Nets, right? I mean, the Nets so far, they are 22-8 to the over. The Lakers are 12-17. But here's a weird thing. When I was going through this, I spotted something that's kind of interesting. So the Lakers, they had a run of 5 games to the over before the game against Minnesota, which went under. Now, that's obviously without Anthony Davis, right? They had Anthony Davis for most of those games, Oklahoma City, Memphis, Denver, and they didn't have him against Minnesota. And the game does not go over. It goes under by 7.5 points. The Phoenix game went over by 25 points for Brooklyn. The Sacramento game went over by 18 points for Brooklyn. The Golden State game went over by 5 points. I mean, last 3 games for the Nets have all gone over. They've been an over machine. I need to see the number. I was way off predicting this is the last time we did this, and I couldn't bet it overnight, and we waited. I thought it would be like 245. It wound up being like, 232, 231? If this number's around there because the Lakers play slow, here's my theory on this. My theory is that without Anthony Davis, LeBron will really try to slow things down, but I don't think he's going to be able to. And this is the same thing I said with the Phoenix Suns. They wanted to slow things down, and I know LeBron's LeBron, but if Kyrie Irving plays in this game, and I want to see if Kyrie plays, I think he'll push tempo, and I think that'll cause the Lakers to have to play more up-tempo. My initial gut reaction is to bet the under, okay? If we're in the 240s, we're betting the under. 231, like last time, I'm not sure yet. I got to see who's playing for LA. I got to see who's playing for the Nets. But if it's in the low 230s, my inclination is to bet over. If we're into the 240s, my inclination is to bet under. But I will have a bet on this. So obviously in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/juice. I definitely would take a look at it. That's definitely where I'm going to have some action on this game for sure in the NBA. So that would be 4 plays going, which we've gone 2-2 with those 4 plays. One college basketball game could tip the scale, and then we could go to 5, and I kind of like that better, but I'm not there yet with college. So those are the 4 plays for sure coming up on a Thursday. Now, golf is in action at the Genesis. Let's talk a little bit about Max Homa, right? This dude last year got into a little bit of controversy because he grew up in nearby Valencia. He was a star at the Cal Bears. He became the first NCAA individual champion back in 2013. And he wasn't really happy with the fact that he didn't get much airtime. And he's been kind of like last year, he wasn't happy about it, saying, after reading a bunch of tweets about how I'm never on TV, I like to shout out to my sponsors, and he reads his sponsors, you guys are the real MVP. So that was a little weird because he had a pretty good run and last year at the Genesis. And so he was upset that he wasn't getting on TV and they weren't talking about him. And then last week at the Pro-Am, at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, he tied for 9th, 24 under par. So I think this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. I think this dude's going to go out and play, and you can get Max Homa for the top 20 finish right now. I got it at plus 200. I'm going to throw a quarter unit on Max to come in the top 20, to keep playing well. He was expected to play well coming in. He earned his first PGA Tour victory at the Wells Fargo last year, but he's a guy that I think is worth paying attention to and worth looking at here for what he may do. And I mean, he may have something to say about this. He may be like, well, you know what? I don't like what happened last time around, and I've done very well in this area, and I'm expecting myself to perform. I'm expecting myself to step up and have a big weekend. So I like Max here for a top 20 finish. Now, the bet signal came in on Patrick Cantlay. I can't bet him to win this thing, but he's played really well. The last time he was in Los Angeles, he picked up the trophy at Sherwood. His last 2 starts, he's posted 61 and 62s. I mean, this dude has played really, really well. Patrick Cantlay, he's been dominating in California. Now he's very close to his alma mater. A lot of people are picking Patrick Cantlay. I'm just going to bet him in the top 10. All right, I'm not going to bet him to win. I'm going to take Patrick Cantlay in the top 10 at plus 110 for a quarter unit. So quarter unit on Max Homa to come in the top 20 at plus 200, and a quarter unit on Patrick Cantlay at top 10 at plus 110. I'm involved a little bit. I may have some head-to-heads as we get later in the tournament, but you guys were asking, okay, can we get some golf plays? And I said, yeah, I'm going to be kind of limping in here until we get to the, once we get to the Masters or to some majors, I'll have much more on the card. But we're going with Max and Patrick, top 20, top 10, plus 200, plus 110 at a quarter unit for both those bets coming up for the Genesis Open. California guys, lot to be said, important tournament for them at the Genesis, and expect them to play well. Cantlay very well could win the thing. A lot of people like Patrick Cantlay to win this thing. I'm just not there. I'm going to take a top 10 finish at plus 110 for Patrick Cantlay. So those are the plays. A bunch of them here today, and more coming in the Discord channel at bettingpros.com/chat to get into it. Once again, Islanders first period over. Islanders Penguins under 5.5 goals. Bruins Devils under 5.5 goals. Nets Lakers, let's wait and see. Wisconsin Michigan, let's wait and see. Max Homa top 20, Patrick Cantlay top 10 starting for golf today. My name is Matt Perrault. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Thank you to everyone who has purchased cookies for our fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House. We got 150 plus entries. We're getting for 250. That's our goal. 100 more to go basically until Sunday. Help us do it. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's get to 250. Go to their website, sweetseasbakery.com. Click on Daily Juice and find out all the information on how to make the order for the Daily Juice 1 million listen cookie and a couple other ones as well to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House. Every morning we're back. Every morning we're here on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and more. It's the Daily Juice Podcast brought to you by BetMGM right here on bettingpros.com.